And this guy drove all the way from Brampton to get a haircut from me.
All the way from Brampton?
All the way from Brampton.
Oh, my God.
Okay, and then this guy asked for a bald fade, which is a 0. I started with a number 2, and he said, yo, that's way too short. I'm like,
you asked for a bald fade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I finished the bald fade, and he's like, yo, this is like the worst haircut I've ever got. But it was pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. And then I'm like, oh, like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, blah, 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 this and that. He's like, I want my money back.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Because it's not that easy, bro. It's actually hard to grow on Instagram.
Yeah, it is. And then, like, I don't know. It just feels like yesterday, like, I just made my first post, and it's just like, if you scroll all the way down and just look at the progress, like,
Yeah.
So I started cutting in the parking lot behind my trunk. I'd walk into the drama class, take a chair, and just cut people in behind. And then I ended up getting in trouble for that.
Welcome back to the show, guys. My name is Raji Husni. I'll be your host for today's episode. And just to let you guys know, we're actually on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast players. I'll leave all the links in the description. And in today's episode, I will be speaking to James So, a.k.a. the Blessed Barber, a.k.a. the Breaker of Chains, and a.k.a. what was the last one?
The Protector of 9 Realms.
The Protector of 9 Realms. Okay. James, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is James. I'm 20 years old. I'm a barber. I've been cutting for around like 4.5 to 5 years.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what do you think the definition of entrepreneurship is to you?
Entrepreneurship, probably just working on a flexible schedule that is your own, you know, and
like being your own boss,
creating your own time, your own schedule, you know, just
you
kind of working freely,
and
doing what you do.
Would you consider yourself to be an entrepreneur?
Yes, I would, because I don't have a boss. I make my own times up. I come and go as I please. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so just to get this off the bat, who is the coolest person you ever cut their hair for?
Who is the coolest person? I cut a lot of cool people. I'm not gonna lie. I think genuinely, I honestly believe that each one of my client, and I'm not saying this to be corny or to be sympathetic, but I think my clients are pretty cool and in their own way, honestly.
Definitely. Yeah. As a barber, do you cut your own hair, or do you have other people cut your hair?
I cut my own hair 90% of the time. The 10% I'll only do if like I'm in a rush and like, you know, someone's just sitting down doing nothing. I'm like, yo, like fade me up real quick.
Yeah.
And if it's trash, I fix it. But it's never trash because the wood's always hooking me up.
Definitely.
But yeah, I normally cut my own hair. It takes me like 15 minutes now, especially because I only do the taper. Got the mullet going.
Yeah,
you know?
I see you. Every time I walk in the shop, not every time, but every couple of times I walk in the shop, I always see you like lining yourself up. You know, making yourself look clean. Definitely. So you went to school for barbering, right?
Yeah.
So can you explain the process of going to school and getting your license?
So I am a barber, but school technically isn't really for men's hair. It's more so for the women's hair. But in order to own your own shop, you need the license. So you kind of have to do the course. It's all women's hair. It's a whole year. You know, you work on mannequins the whole time. You're always blow drying and doing blowouts and just mainly just working with women's hair. But the one thing I did pick up from that was braiding. And, you know, men like getting braids now. So that's probably the best skill I picked up from school. Yeah. Sorry, what was your question?
Just like explaining the process of getting your getting your license, and how long did it take for you to complete your schooling?
So schooling's about a year, and then after the year you got to write your exams, and then once you get the exam, that's when you actually get licensed. So I actually didn't write my exam yet. I still do have to book that, and then I'll be set.
When are you planning to do your exam?
Probably in January.
In January? Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
I'm definitely going to take off probably like 2 to 3 weeks of work just to study and bomb this exam.
Yeah. For those who are watching the show, maybe they might want to know how much does it cost to actually get for the schooling? Is it expensive?
Nothing.
It's free.
So if you're an apprentice, your schooling's paid for, and technically you actually make money because the tuition's only $1,000, but by the end of it, I think you get like $1,000 back in grants. So it's really just your time.
Do they give you like? Do you have to supply your own tools when you go to the school, or
Not at
do
all.
they give you
They have everything there for you.
everything for
Yeah.
you? Okay, okay. Can you? Is it okay if you bring your own tools with you?
Oh yeah, you can bring your own tools.
Just
but-
to get the practice.
Yeah,
with them?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. What are some hobbies of yours?
Obviously cutting hair.
Mm-hmm.
I just actually picked up Muay Thai. I started doing that. It's
Okay.
been about like 2 months.
Yeah.
Really liking that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, other than that, like I'm always occupied,
Yeah.
either working, doing Muay Thai, going to the gym.
Yeah. I always see you at the gym.
Yes, sir. I see you
I
too,
see you.
Raji.
So in your downtime, like what are you usually doing?
Usually at the gym.
At the
Usually
gym?
at the gym or at Muay Thai, or just chilling at home with my family.
Do you pursue any other side hustles other than your barbering?
Not really, because I do want to make that the main focus and just thrive in that.
Definitely.
Like recently, I just started selling products.
Mhm.
I don't know if you consider that a side hustle, but it's
It
a
is-
different
it
different
could
way
be.
of income.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit of a side income, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a little bonus on the
Definitely.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they all start, right? A side hustle could be anything from selling like you said, products, hairstyling products, derma rollers, whatever it is that you're selling.
Oh yeah.
And all it is you're building a second income for yourself, right?
Exactly.
Even if it's just a couple bucks here and there. At
Oh,
the
it
end of
adds
the
up
day,
over
it
time,
adds up
though.
over
Oh,
time, right? And who knows? Maybe your products, you might get better products. You might even design your own products later on in the future.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
That'd be
goal.
pretty cool.
Drop some
and-
merch.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. And then that would increase your income by like a little bit over time.
Little by
right?
little, and it builds
Yeah,
up.
definitely. And then maybe one day, if you ever even open up your own shop, you could be selling these products, different products, whatever you want, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, do you believe that mental health can take like a big toll on you when you're working in this kind of industry?
Yes.
Because you're standing up long
Yes.
hours a day, you know?
Actually, that's funny. Me and my coworker were just talking like, yo, like, what do you think about when you're cutting hair?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're focusing on the haircut, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes you're doing the haircut. You can have your 100% focus on this haircut,
Yeah.
but your mind could be like, damn, I wonder what my grade 4 teacher's doing. Like, you can be thinking about anything, but if your mind is in a bad headspace, like, I wouldn't say it's gonna affect the haircut, but it's definitely gonna affect your mood, which affects your client,
Definitely.
which affects your service.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you don't want to have bad service because you want the clients to come back
Yeah,
in return,
Exactly.
right? Would you have you ever had like an angry client, or how would you say your satisfactory rate is?
I would say it's very good, but I've really only had like one angry client, and
Mm-hmm.
a one because like I remember it very vividly.
Yeah.
It was during the lockdown, during COVID. Like no one was giving out haircuts, but I was doing it in my basement,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy drove all the way from Brampton
Oh yeah.
to get a haircut from me,
All the way from Brampton.
all the way from Brampton.
Oh my god.
Okay, and then this guy asked for a bald fade, which is a 0.
Mm-hmm.
I started with a number 2, and he said, "Yo, that's way too short." I'm like,
You asked for a
"What?"
bald fade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I finished the bald fade, and he's like, "Yo, this is like the worst haircut I've ever got," but it was pretty sick. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. And then I'm like, "Oh, like what do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, blah blah blah, this and that." He's like, "I want my money back." And then like he started getting, he was screaming. He was kind of talking loud, and this is in my basement in my home.
Yeah.
So my brother comes in, and is like, "Yo, like
What's
who
going
the hell
on?
is screaming?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, like your little brother's not giving my money back." And then I'm like, "All right, whatever." I just gave him his money, and then he left.
Yeah, just
So
leave.
I'm pretty sure he drove all the way there to try to get the free haircut, which he did. So I don't know.
I
If
mean-
you're gonna drive 4 hours, sure, I'll give you a free haircut. I don't
Yeah.
really care.
I mean, like
Yeah.
it's a little bit unnecessary to drive 4 hours, but I mean, at the time,
I didn't really get that.
yeah, at the time, like it was maybe like he really needed the haircut.
I guess.
But at the same time, like you live in Brampton, right beside Toronto, there should be somebody else cutting hair in their basement or in their
yeah,
house,
but
you know?
I don't know. It's pretty hard to advertise at the time because like
Yeah.
all the COVID restrictions. And
Definitely.
whatnot.
How were you advertising for that?
I was actually on Facebook Marketplace
see.
and Kijiji,
I see.
but
I
that
see.
got taken down in like probably 2 weeks. But I had so many people like come through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you just got their numbers and they
Yep.
just hit you
Yep.
up whenever they wanted haircuts. Yeah, that's good because during that time, like it was definitely a tough time for barbers and stuff like that, especially
yeah.
people who were in the skilled trades.
Mhm.
All their income was basically taken away from them. They
Mhm.
have because as a barber, you're self-employed. There's no
Yes.
there's no like government paychecks to you. You can't apply for that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So in your position, it must have been very tough for you, right?
No, not really, because
You had those
those
clients.
ads and like just word of mouth. Honestly, like I was cutting all through.
Yeah, there was a few barbers who I seen that were doing house calls during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know. I feel like if you're stationed at one spot, you can cut a lot more and make a lot more rather than go to other places and spend the time on gas, spend the time driving to the other places, getting all the addresses down, keeping track of that. I'm like, you guys come to me.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, I remember during that time, that was like the buzz cut season. Everybody was just
everyone was buzzing themselves.
Even
everyone was messing up their own hair.
I did it. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to buzz my hair, and like I wanted to try
did you
something.
have long
new.
hair before?
I used to have pretty long hair.
How long?
Like I had like long hair like up to here. Like it would get so messy.
What'd you do with it? Comb it over?
I'd like comb it over, like try to do different hairstyles every day, and then one day I'm just like, you know what? Screw this, man. I can't take it anymore. I took my dad's old clippers, and I'm just like.
Honestly, I thought you were always buzzed. It just suits you.
Yeah. No. Then I kind of just like the buzz. And then everybody just told me, like, yo, the buzz actually suits you.
Yo,
so then,
Raji looks mean right now.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. So then I just kind of stuck with it because it just became so easy for me, right? I don't got to wake up and, like, make my hair or anything.
That's
just
true.
wash your head, wash your hair.
The convenience of a buzz, man.
Yeah, definitely,
nice.
definitely. It's a nice lifestyle.
I'll never do it again, though.
Really?
Never.
You have long hair for you. Is it, like, a struggle in the morning? Do you have to, like,
never.
do anything?
love... Everyone's always saying, like, oh, long hair is such maintenance. No, it's... Clean it 2 to 3 times a week, which what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up in the morning and I tie my hair. That's it. Like I brush my hair and I tie it.
Definitely.
There's not much maintenance.
You got like smoother hair. Like it's not like as rough as other people. So I think those guys, they have a harder time with managing their hair.
That comes a lot of play with the genetics. So like just Asian hair, it's like silky and smooth.
Definitely. So another question I have for you is going back to the mental health thing. Do you think that friends can like really affect your mental health? Like having the right friends, do you think that will like keep you in better situations, or like what do you think about that?
I want to say no, because I feel like you can live a happy life without friends.
Yes.
But then again, like.
But at the end of the day, like, what is a happy life without friends?
Yeah.
Right.
But then again, you choose who you surround yourself
definitely
around.
Definitely.
I want to say yes and no, because if they're affecting your mental health, you can drop them right there.
But sometimes you subconsciously, I feel like you don't realize what's going on. You feel like these people are your friends. Yes. Sometimes you feel like these guys are your friends, right?
Yeah.
Say, for example, you got into the wrong crowd in high school, and now all you guys, you do drugs and everything together, right? You obviously know it's the wrong thing, but at the same time, you have no other friend group to turn to. So you feel like you have to stay in this friend group.
I wouldn't blame it on your friends. I would more so blame it on yourself.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Because and definitely you did put yourself in this position.
And you can take yourself out of that situation.
Yeah, you can take yourself out of this position. But a lot of people, like, it's kind of difficult for some people to make new friends, right?
That's true.
Because I feel like after high school and grade school, you go to university, then you're just put into a place, and it's just like, okay, the next 4 years, you're going to get a degree or not get a degree, but you're just thrown into a place, make new friends.
Yeah, because you want to, the time that you're there, you want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I guess you find that through friends, but I don't know. I feel like you can find happiness through other things, like your family.
Yeah.
You know, your family is never going to disappear.
Definitely.
They're always going to be there.
Definitely. Your family is always there for you, and that's what a lot of people fail to realize.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, your parents and your siblings, they always want what's best for you. They just want to see you do better, right? Like for you, definitely. Like your parents, obviously, all they want is the best for you, right?
Of course.
Some people think the opposite, which is the negative mindset that they have, and the people they surround themselves make them feel like that is the truth.
Yes.
But like, what would you recommend for those kind of people? Like
for those kind of people that think what?
That think that they are always right and their parents are wrong and they don't love them.
Egotistical.
Definitely.
But
having a big ego these days is very like common now.
Very common.
Yeah.
Very common.
Like you could go to the gym and then you can have a friend.
Dudes will be taking off their shirt,
taking off their shirt.
What are you doing? Like, bro. Like, sure, it's making you feel good, but man, think about the people around you.
Yeah.
Or okay, let's say there's no one in the gym. Like, I don't know. It's just gym etiquette too. Like,
definitely, because there's people in there who don't want to be there, but they're there because they feel like they have to be there. For example, or people who are trying to better their lives, but then say for example, like a fat guy walks into the gym, right? Yeah. And he sees some ripped guy with his shirt off, and
so
he's
he sees
flexing his muscles in the mirror. And he's just checking out every single muscle in his body. Yeah. That fat guy just feels discouraged. He's just like, I'll never be like that.
Yeah, that's why there's places to do that. You know, if you're going to be flexing in the mirror, maybe don't do it in public. Maybe do it either in the washroom, the change room, do it your bedroom, at your home, you know?
Anywhere else, but make other people feel uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, but maybe they don't see that.
Yeah, definitely. For you started as a barber. Do you want to elaborate on how you actually started as a barber?
That's kind of a weird story. So my cousin is a barber, and he actually lives like around the block from me, and he cut from his basement. I made an appointment with him, and keep in mind, this is like grade 10.
Yeah.
I was lazy.
Yeah.
I made an appointment. I didn't want to walk to his house because I didn't have a ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Walmart clippers at home. So I ended up like just buzzing my sides. I still had the man bun.
Mm-hmm.
Buzzed my sides. And I went to school the next day. And myself and all the other people around me were like, yo, that's a sick haircut. But now that I look back, I'm like, man, these dudes were lying to me. But honestly, it motivated me. I'm like, okay, like I can do a nice haircut on myself. If I can do a nice haircut on myself, I can definitely do it on other people.
Yeah.
And then I started off with this guy around my block. His name was Uday. Shout out Uday. I would cut him on his deck and like wrapped around like a garbage can.
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't take money from him, but he would give me fresh samosas.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay.
So it's a good trade-off.
So I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good deal. Like, I can make this into a career. And then I literally just started cutting everyone at school. Like,
did they also give you free samosas?
Nah, honestly, when I first started, I just did it for free because I just wanted like people to know, like, hey, I'm cutting hair now.
Definitely, that's a good way to put your name out there because you want everybody to know your services. Because in the beginning, you're obviously not that great. So when you give them for free, people are like, damn, okay, might as well try it again.
Might as well.
For free.
Well, what can you lose? 2 weeks and it's back.
Exactly.
And like everyone always, for some reason, I kind of noticed this. Everyone always starts in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't do that because I knew some people that got suspended for that. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. I had a car in grade 11. Yeah. So I started cutting in the parking lot behind my trunk. I'd walk into the drama class, take a chair, and just cut people in behind. And then I ended up getting in trouble for that. So I drove people to the park at lunch, and then I cut them on the bench. And then I ended up getting into a shop, and then.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool story.
Not bad.
So it all started with people telling you were good. What if those people? What if those people made fun of you? Do you think you would have still pursued your passion?
I don't know. It was kind of weird because no one really did.
Yeah, like it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what people said behind, but if they did say that,
do you think you would have still...
that stuff didn't really bother me. I'd be like, okay, watch, in a year you're gonna be asking me for a haircut.
Definitely.
And I'm not gonna
I like that. That's a good mindset to have. Because if someone puts you down, you just gotta get back up and show them like, yo, you know what? I'm not doing this to, like, make myself look better in front of you. I'm just doing this for me. This is my own thing, right?
And that's how I thought of it.
Definitely.
Because if you do have that mindset that you're talking about, you will not be a barber.
100%.
You won't be.
Yeah.
You won't be anything.
Definitely.
If you take criticism like that to heart, I don't think you can.
If you can't take constructive criticism for anything, you won't be able to succeed in life at all. Because if someone tells you like, yo, your fade was messed up over there, it's like, okay, yo, show me what to do that I messed up. Like, how do I fix that, right? Yeah. And then if you just tell him, all right, bro, just leave me alone, you're not gonna improve.
Or like, oh damn, I'm gonna stop cutting hair.
Yeah,
no,
you're not gonna improve.
You're not gonna make it.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it. Like, I feel like nowadays everybody wants to be a barber, right? And like everybody,
a lot of people,
everybody wants to try it, but nobody really wants to put the work in to do it. You know?
I would say so.
What does it take to become a successful barber, in your opinion?
To be a successful barber?
Yes.
I feel like anyone could be successful at cutting hair, but to be a successful barber is very different. Because barbering isn't just cutting the hair. Yeah. It's getting to know the client, building a connection with your client, advertising, putting yourself out there. But it's a lot of work. It's just time and passion.
Definitely. Yeah. What would you say some skills are necessary to be a barber?
Social skills,
communication.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you notice it, but a lot of people like our age, younger, maybe even a little bit older, like you can't hold a conversation with them.
Yeah, it's very difficult these days, man.
Yeah, but I would say that's a very, very important thing you need.
Yeah, 100%. For me, I love talking, man. Like that's why I even started a podcast, because I want to talk to people, meet new people, and get to know new people. So even sometimes on my free time, like you see me, I come to the shop and I hang out with new people, talk to new people. But like, as like you and Abud are cutting them, or anyone else who's in the shop cutting hair, and like their clients, sometimes they're just silent in the chair, and I'm just like, yo, like.
Yeah, but then again, like people like that, I don't really mind because that's just their preference. Like if they don't want to talk, then I'll lay back. I'm like, go ahead. Like you can go on your phone. Like I tell people, like, yo, you can go on your phone if you want, if you don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Or if they don't want to talk and I want to talk, I'll
ask. Do you ever take offense of someone not wanting to talk to you?
Not at all.
You just like leave it be, like, yo, you know what, do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like If you want to talk to me, we can talk.
Definitely.
If you don't want to talk, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna give you a good cut.
Because you don't want to push a conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah, you want to make them a safe place for them to want to come back and get the haircuts
Exactly.
again,
Yeah.
and again and again and again, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the number one thing I talk to Aboud all the time about is like when I sit in his chair, for example, I've known him for my whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason why I keep going back to him, not because he's like he is a good barber, but
Yes.
not because
He's
of
a
that
great
one
barber.
reason, but because I can go to his chair and I can feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Right, even when when I come and I sit down, that one time when you gave me a taper,
Quick cleanup.
a
Yeah.
quick cleanup, I felt like, you know what, I know this guy, I feel safe in the chair. It's like a
What do you
good
mean by
environment.
safe?
Like it's a good environment, and I trust the guy who's doing the work.
Okay.
Because he's a
Okay.
nice guy, first of all. Second of all, he can hold up a conversation.
Mhm.
Third of all, he does excellent work. Right?
Stop gassing me.
No, it's me being that honest. Like there's a bunch of other people who I know are barbers, some other friends, right?
Yeah.
But I always stick to Aboud, and that one time I came to you. Even if Aboud's busy and he can't cut my hair, I would have no problem booking with you,
Mhm.
right? Even the same way, if I was your
Respect.
client and I was you were booked up, I would have no problem booking with Aboud because I know and I see your guys' work, right?
Mhm.
Because I like sometimes I open my Instagram and I see your posts and
My
stuff like that.
videos.
Yeah, like you do some pretty cool stuff. Like I don't see any other barbers doing this kind of stuff. You know, like you have your braiding, you have the black masks, you have all these other services.
Mhm.
You do like a really sick fade, like all these kind of things, right? And for example, like for you too, you take advantage of your social media. Do you think like
Oh, of
social
course.
media is something like every barber should be using? Because there's a lot of barbers on Wind Down, stuff like that. They still get their clients.
Oh
clients,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example.
I wouldn't say every barber needs it, but it's very beneficial, especially this day and age. Like
Yeah,
everyone's on social media, everyone's on TikTok, everyone's on Instagram, and
because
you
they
know,
want
like,
to see like proof of work. For
yeah,
example.
exactly. And if a video catches your eye, you're like, okay, like
Maybe I
maybe
won't try that.
yeah, maybe I'll try this, or maybe I'm gonna go to this guy because I might have a chance to be in one of his videos. You know what I mean? Like when you post a client, they're like, okay, like,
Yeah. No,
damn,
you
they
gas
kinda
them up. You feel
themselves. I'm
good. You're
yeah.
like, yo, man, this
Yeah.
guy's sick. I'm gonna go back again.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Definitely. How hard is it to? How hard is it? Do you think to be like a good barber? I know I
How
kind of
hard
asked this
is it?
question, but how hard do you think it is for people? Because you said not everyone can be a barber, but everybody can cut hair.
Yes.
How hard is it to actually be the barber? What does it take to
What does it
to
take to
take
be
that
a
step
barber?
from just cutting hair to becoming the barber?
Like I said, time. It takes a lot of your time. Like sometimes
You need to have
know,
like dedication.
yeah, and like like sometimes sometimes we can spend 5 hours in the barbershop. Sometimes it's 10. Sometimes it's 12.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time me and Abu did like 10 to 12, like 10 a.m. to 12
Oh
a.m.
my god.
Yeah, that was insane. That was on Eid
14-hour
actually.
shoot.
Yeah, that was on Eid.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like it does take away a lot of your free time and a lot of like your home time. But it's honestly necessary to build your clientele and to get your name out of there. Like you got to be in the shop. Like you can't be sitting around at home expecting your
Clients to come. knock on
exactly.
your
They're
door.
not gonna flock to you. Like no, you gotta make them come to you.
Definitely. Like it's not as easy as just I'm gonna cut some people, post it on Instagram, and then everybody's gonna hit me up,
Yeah.
right? It's like no, you got to be there. You got to show up. It's for anything in life. If you want something
Basically.
out of it, you got to go there,
Put in the
show
work.
up, and put in the work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's all it takes, and that's what people these days are so negligent towards. They don't want to give that time. They want
Yeah.
quick results.
Oh, of course.
You know, everybody's like, "Yo, I want that 7-minute abs or that 10-minute abs." You know, or
6-pack shortcuts.
exactly, yeah, those. They want the 6-pack shortcuts, but they don't want to put in the work to actually get those abs.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody
agree.
just wants that quick. Even when it comes to money too, people just want that money. That how do I become a millionaire overnight? You don't. You become a millionaire over time, over learning, over like investing
In anything.
in anything, right? For you, how do you attract new clients to come to you?
Well, one, obviously the social media. 2, word of mouth. Word of mouth will never be beaten. And honestly, like even when I'm in public, when I'm in gym, when I'm just walking around in stores, like I'm always talking to just strangers after strangers. Like you can ask my girlfriend, she will say like, "Damn, this guy talks to everybody." But I'm always advertising myself, and that's one of the main reasons why I do cut my hair.
Yeah,
People see my nice haircut, they're like, "Oh, who cut you?" I'm like, "Myself."
I cut
Imagine what I
myself,
can
yeah.
do to you.
exactly. Yeah, that's a good. That's a
Yeah,
good
I'm
line.
always talking to people.
Yeah, no, because as a barber, you need to have like excellent communication skills. You need to be able to talk to anyone.
Basically,
right? You can never shy. You can never be shy. You can't
no,
be
you can't be shy.
right because like if someone comes up to you and be like, "Yo, who cuts your hair?" He's like,
Myself.
I cut myself." Like it's not gonna look good,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna be like, okay, this guy is like very like shy. Do I want to go cut with him? Do I
Yeah.
want to go be like his
Because
client?
then if you're shy, then you might be nervous. If you're nervous, you're
Then
gonna
you might mess up the
might
haircut.
botch up my haircut.
Exactly, right? And that's the one thing that everyone's gonna like run away from.
Yeah.
They want everybody wants to look fresh these days, right?
Yeah.
And to be fresh, you got to go to a good barber. And how do you know the guy's good if he's not even confident in himself?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Right. So that's something that I feel like is such an important thing with being anything. You just gotta have like
Especially if
very
you're giving
good-
out a service.
yeah, you have to have great and high confidence in yourself, right? Like for you guys as barbers, you guys have to sit there 10 hours a day, and when a client comes in, even if it's your like second, third last client, you gotta still
gotta keep that same
you gotta
energy.
keep that energy all day,
Oh, yeah.
and it's tough. It's
Espresso
really
shots
tough.
help.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you guys work right beside a Tim Hortons, so you guys are always
Exactly.
like
In the corner store, the energy drink.
The
no,
energy drinks.
but no, it's more so your personality. It's not the drink. It's your personality.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
You just gotta be him. You know.
Yeah. You gotta be that guy.
Basically.
You know. So another question I have for you is, what keeps you motivated to pursue your passion?
What keeps me motivated? Probably my future. I think about my future like 24/7.
Mhm.
I'm always worrying about it. Not in the bad way. I'm never stressing about it. I'm always more so working towards it.
Yeah,
And if I let off the pedal, then it's gonna be gone.
definitely.
So you got to keep the intensity high. And
yeah, you just got to keep your foot down. Just keep rolling, keep going. Even if you don't feel like showing up, you just got to be there for yourself, because no one's gonna be
Yeah.
there for you if you're not there for yourself.
exactly.
Right? Imagine you have these big aspirations one day to open your own shop,
Mhm.
right? But if you're not even if you're not showing up to working at another shop and showing like people that you're consistent and stuff like that, what makes you think that you can run
it
your own
yourself.
thing? Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
You can.
Everybody thinks, okay, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm open my own shop. People are gonna support me. They're all my friends and stuff like that. But if you can't even if you're just taking a chair at somebody's place and you can't even be there for your own self, imagine what the disaster it's gonna be of you
Exactly.
opening your own shop.
It's not even with the shops too. Like it's like with businesses.
With
That's
businesses,
why
yeah.
a lot of businesses in the beginning they fail.
Because they think it's so easy to get into. Like anyone can make food, for example,
Yeah.
right? But not everyone can be a chef and make like delicious food,
That's true.
right?
That's
Like
true.
you can tell, like you can go to many different pizza places, for example,
Mhm.
right? And every pizza place, you can tell some of them are really good, some of them are just absolute trash. They don't taste good. They're very dried up sauce, very
Yeah.
not uneven cheese. That's just one example, right? Because I used to work at a
Yeah,
pizza
yeah,
place, so
oh,
I judge
oh.
all the pizza places that I go to, right? Just mentally, I don't want
What's
to
your
go to
favorite?
them. I'm not being biased. I used to work at this one place called The Slice of Pie. I genuinely think
had
it's
it
the
with you.
best
Yeah.
pizza I've ever had in my
Have
life.
you had Como's though?
Como's? I don't think so.
It's right next to
Let's
Massey. We would go there every lunch. So
Oh
fire.
yeah,
So fire.
yeah. I wouldn't say I'm open to trying new pizza all the time.
Mhm.
Like, every place I go to, like if I'm in the States, in Detroit, I try pizza when I'm bored. This place has good pizza. Like, let's try it out, because I'm tired of burgers and all that kind
Yeah.
of like wraps and sandwiches and stuff like that. It
But
gets
apparently
boring.
Windsor has like the best pizza around. So,
Anywhere
if
I've
you're gonna
went-
get pizza, just
Yeah.
go local.
Anywhere I've went, I honestly have to say, like, Windsor just tops everything.
Have you been to New York?
I haven't been to New York, but like anywhere I went so far,
Okay.
like I even went to Miami. I had pizza there. It was not so great. Well, maybe because it was Domino's, but I mean, it's like Domino's in Windsor was much better than Domino's in Miami.
Nah, I don't know about Domino's.
No,
in
I
Windsor.
promise you, man.
Low-key tastes
It was actually better
Play-Doh. I don't
in
know.
Miami, bro. I don't know what the heck was in that pizza, but it did not taste good. I don't know. It did not taste like pizza at all.
Did you get the normal thing that you always get?
Yeah, that's the thing,
Okay.
you
I
know.
don't know.
But like, it was messed up back there. But yeah, back to business. Like, if you're not going to be the one who actually goes and takes care of your own things, why do you expect other people to take care of your shop for you, for example, right? If you're the guy that's not gonna show up, not gonna be polite to their employees, not gonna be polite to their coworkers, you can't expect that same thing back with other people, right?
No, not at all.
And I feel like a lot of people have this misconception where if I'm the boss, I can treat anyone however I like.
Nah. It's the
It's their ego
well,
getting
I
to
show
them.
you the same respect that you show me.
100%.
That type of thing.
100%.
Yeah.
right? And I feel like if you give that like positive respect to everybody else, and you give that good respect,
Which should be.
everybody. This is my like ideology: respect everyone, even if they wronged you, even if they done anything wrong to you, because you never know what may happen in the future,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, another question I have for you is, who inspired you to start like barbering? What made you want to start it?
Kind of just, cut it myself. I seen people liked it. I kind of tried it. I didn't even really want to get into barbering, but I wanted to make money in grade 10. So I'm like, okay, let me try to do this.
So was this like your
doing it.
first kind of job, kind of thing?
No, I had many part-time jobs, but I had probably like 6 part-time jobs, but it never lasted more than 2 months.
So
But
you
when I
were
was
gone
cutting
with that.
hair, I never thought of it like, oh, maybe I can do this. But I kind of just did it for like maybe like a year or two, but then I realized I'm like, oh, I can actually make money doing this. So then that's when I kind of took it up as a career, and I'm like, I really love doing this because I never actually thought of it as a job,
Yeah,
and I kind of still don't.
definitely. Because if you love what you do, then it's not. It doesn't feel
No,
like
you don't
it's
go to work.
obligation, right?
Exactly.
Because if you hate what you do, then every day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, yo, I have to go to work today. My life is like
Yeah.
miserable. But for you, in your instance, you love what you do. You
do.
love cutting hair. You love styling people's hair. It's all of it just feels fun to you, and it just makes that part of your day so much more better for you every day.
It's the cutting hair, and it's also like the freedom. Like,
Definitely.
I can book my own breaks. I can leave when I want. It's my own time.
Yeah.
I control my time.
Yeah. If there's any of the audience that's watching and they want to get into barbering, what would be some tips you would give them?
Cut your own hair. If you can cut your own hair, I feel like you can cut anybody. If you can understand like your own hair and like just like how the machine works on it, all the different lengths, if you can figure out the lever, like you can do anything.
Yeah.
And like don't watch YouTube videos. I would say that.
You say you're against watching YouTube videos?
I never like when I first started, I never watched a YouTube video on how to cut hair. I always either did it on myself or did it on other people, because if you watch these YouTube videos, they're using different tools, they're cutting different hair types. They could be cutting stuff, they could be adding stuff, you never know. Best way to do it, do it yourself, do it on yourself.
What do you think about shadowing other barbers? Do you think that's a good way to start?
I did start doing that, but then I quickly realized I don't learn from watching other people.
You learn by doing.
I learn by doing, but not all by myself. Like other people would show me like, hey James, do it like this. Like other barbers would show me like, hey, do it like this, do it like that. I'm like, okay, that works a lot better than just me watching. You know what I mean?
How long did it take for you to start seeing results in your work? Like, how fast did you like advance in barbering?
Ooh, I feel like sounds corny, but I feel like you low-key get better at every haircut.
Yeah.
But then again, you see yourself getting better when you do one haircut on one guy, and then in 2 weeks you cut him again. Because then you can. I highly recommend taking pictures, because if you take a picture, it tracks your progress, like in anything, in fitness and in barbering and everything, right?
Yeah.
It just keeps you account. Oh fuck.
Just keeps you account for
Just
like
keeps
it keeps you in check, kind of like
keeps you in check.
You see how your work was back then.
Exactly.
It's like now, like,
and you can see it progressively getting better.
yeah. Did you ever have the like, oh damn man, that's a sick fade, and I just did that? You ever had that feeling? No.
Like yes and no, because I always feel like it can be better.
Definitely, there's always room for some kind of improvement.
Yeah, like if I scroll all the way down to my Instagram page, I'm like, wow, these are horrible.
Yeah.
If I scroll to my latest ones, I'm like, all right, these are like okay, but they can be better.
They could be better.
So I will honestly never be satisfied with them.
Definitely.
Never.
Especially when you're doing like, I feel like cutting hair is like artwork, right? You're
It is,
styling
yeah.
the
I would
guy's
say
hair or the female's hair, whoever you're cutting, whatever you're doing, you're styling someone's hair.
Yes.
Right. And so when you see it, it's never gonna be perfect. But to others, it
Yeah.
may see perfect.
Oh,
And it's just like, yo, I could fix it over here and over here, but then at the end of the day, nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good way to look at it. What's a tip that somebody gave you that stuck with you till today?
What's a tip that somebody gave me?
Something that someone told you that you just still think about till today.
I remember a tip, but I never lived by it because I always thought it was weird. But because honestly, I don't really have a tip that I live by.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually a couple barbers told me they're like, every single haircut you do, go 80%. I'm like, why? Because then on that one time, on that special occasion, let's say they have a meeting, they have an interview, they have a wedding.
Yeah.
That's when you go full 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Bro, why don't you try to go 100%
All
every
the time.
haircut?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like,
I
scamming
agree
the
with-
client. It's like,
It's not scamming. I agree with
not
both
scamming.
sides.
Yeah.
I agree with both sides because that one time you're gonna make him like, damn,
Yeah, and
he
then-
did a good job.
Exactly. And they say that because they're like, why go 100%? Because they're going to expect that every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
they should.
Yeah,
They
you should
really
be
should.
giving. You should be giving it your all.
You should.
But sometimes you might have an off day. You might not do your full 100%. You might give him like a 75, 80%,
Mhm.
which is okay as long as you're not like giving him like a bald line in the back of his head,
No.
right? Which is
No.
not gonna happen unless
They-
they ask for it.
I don't think anyone's going to ask for it.
Yeah, I guess.
But
But you never know. You might get that odd client that walks in and be like, "Yo, can you just shave a line in the back of my head?"
I did get a couple clients like that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
See,
lie.
like
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, it could happen,
Yeah.
right? So.
That was weird though.
You know, it was definitely is weird because it's out of the ordinary for someone to just walk in
Yeah.
and be like, "Yo, shave the back of my head one line, just like right here."
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, just like make a matching one on the other side. You know,
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
these are the kind of thoughts that come in my head. Actually, I have this really funny story, right?
Huh.
So me and Abood last week were sitting in the shop. It was a Saturday night, and there was this one of his clients. I don't know why, but I could not stop laughing. It was his last client. It was only
Okay.
me, Abood, and the guy. Okay. And then Abood asked me, he's just like, Raj, do you think you could be a barber? And I'm like, no, I don't think I could ever. Then he's just like, why? And I'm just like, because I feel like if I started the haircut, I'd get bored in the middle of the haircut.
Yo.
And I'd just walk away. And I'd just like give him back the money and pay him extra. Like, yo, go to that guy.
See, that's the thing though. Like when you start the haircut,
You have to finish.
you
it.
should feel determined. Like, yo, I have
Yeah.
to finish. Like, I've never had the thought like, all right,
No,
I'm
because like for me, the
like-
only reason I said that is because for me, like I cannot do this for 10 hours straight.
I guarantee you, if you start a haircut, you'd be like, no matter what, if I give this guy a good haircut or if I give this guy the worst haircut, I'm gonna finish it.
no, definitely.
You're not just gonna leave it. I promise you that.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Like with anything, or not with anything, because people do start stuff and like
and
they
they
just
don't
drop it
finish
right
them.
there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. A haircut's a little different.
I'm not that kind of guy to start something and then just stop out of nowhere, right? If it is a stop, it's because I don't see any progress, or if it's like, but for me to stop, actually, it takes me a long time to actually stop. Just out of the blue, stop. It's because I have to hit many walls, and sometimes I take a stopping break. Like I'll stop for a little bit, and
Clear
I'll sit
your
to
head,
myself,
then
clear
go
my
back
head,
to it,
and then
yeah.
I'll go back to it. But like with Abood, the only reason I said that was because I don't know. I seen like Abood every time I go and see him, right? And he's cutting hair, and he's like 10-hour shifts or like 8-hour shifts. This guy just always looks tired, right? And I get it. It's hard work, it's dedication and stuff like that. But like, I'd rather be doing something else than cutting hair. That's the only reason why I said that.
Okay, that
You know?
makes sense.
But like,
That
I
makes
would
sense.
never ever just stop giving the haircut and walk away. You know, that's all just jokes.
That makes sense.
What would you say your greatest achievement in barbering so far?
My greatest achievement. It sounds kind of dumb, but I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. I was pretty proud.
That's
of
pretty
it.
cool. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool
Because it's not that easy, bro. It's actually hard to grow on Instagram.
yeah, it is. And then like, I don't know. It just feels like yesterday. Like I just made my first post, and it's just like, if you scroll all the way down and just look at the progress, like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Because especially as a barber, you post a lot, right? So
Yeah.
like you have a lot of things to go and
And then
refer back to.
I really started realizing it when like small local businesses just started following my page. Right, I'm like, okay, like I'm recognized as
Yeah.
a business
Like,
page. Now. Like, that's
nice
pretty
guy.
cool.
And then when you drive around in your car, you have the little like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
people
So, like-
always ask me that about my car. Like, yo, why don't you get a new car?
It's like
So obviously, like I'm saving for something new, or whatever. But I don't really care about what I drive right now. But
yeah.
my car has the Blessed Barber on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a really loud car. It's like stupid and obnoxious. It doesn't sound good, but it's really loud.
Yeah.
And people always ask me, yo, why don't you fix that? I have a really loud car, so people can look at my car
And see
and
them.
see the Blessed Barber. That's a way of advertising. That's the way I think of it.
When you thought of creating your name on like social media, what made you think of the Blessed Barber?
This right here.
Oh, okay.
So blessed. My last name is So. All my family members have the So blessed.
I see.
So
That's pretty
The
cool.
Blessed Barber.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely like not something like that's an original idea kind of thing.
I'd like to say so.
Yeah, because there's like, for example, like you think of people who start their Instagram pages
Oh,
or
like
whatever.
fades.
Something fades or something cuts or
Yeah, it's always
someone's
like that.
chair, or, you know,
Yeah.
it's the same recurring thing. And
Yeah.
to see you as like, oh, the Blessed Barber, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, and I respect that. It's a pretty cool name.
Thank you.
So another question I have for you is, other than barbering, what's a tip you would give to a young entrepreneur who's trying to get into something, but they don't know where to start?
Start local. Start with the people around you that will always support you, like you said earlier. Family. Start with your family. Start with your closest friends. Start up a page. Start advertising. Start telling people,
Yeah,
and just keep at it.
definitely. Because people who truly love you and who truly care for you,
They're gonna support
they're
you.
going to support you. Like something I live by is, if my friend is doing something, like if he's cutting hair,
Mhm.
by all means, I'm going to him, even if he's charging a lot more than other
Or if he
people.
opens up a restaurant, I'm eating there.
If he opens a restaurant, I'm eating there. If
Yeah.
if my friend becomes a CPA, an accountant,
Mhm.
he's doing my taxes.
Exactly.
You know, if my friend is a realtor, I'm going to buy a new house through
And
him.
that kind of shows you, like, I don't want to say that shows you your real friends, but
Yeah,
in a way, it just shows who will actually support
who
you,
actually
you know
will
what I mean?
support you. Yeah, because in the beginning, it's tough for everyone.
Of course.
Like I started this YouTube channel
Mhm.
and this podcast series where a lot of people, I wouldn't know if anyone would subscribe, right? And some of my friends, not someone, like most of my friends, they actually went and subscribed.
Yeah.
But there are like you can tell, like there are people
I'm gonna subscribe.
who
to you too.
do there are people who do subscribe and there are people who don't subscribe, right? At the same time, it's just a YouTube channel at the end of the day. Maybe they're just not interested or they don't watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, but true friends, you'll see, they support you.
Oh, maybe they don't even watch YouTube.
Maybe
But
they
I'm,
don't
I'm
even-
gonna make a YouTube account just to follow you or just to subscribe to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. There is someone who actually did that.
Respect.
Yeah, I respect him heavy for that. Even he didn't even have a TikTok account, for example. He's like, yo, I'm gonna make a TikTok account. I'm gonna follow you on TikTok. I'm gonna make a new Instagram account. Follow you on Instagram. I don't have Instagram. He's like, you know, I'm gonna get on social media just for you, just to support you. And I'm like, you don't have to, bro. Like, but it means the world, you know, because.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this guy, he comments and he likes all my stuff and he goes and he shares it to
Yo,
everyone.
shut
It's
this
just
guy up. Who is it?
like, I want to keep it low. I don't want to say his name
Okay.
because I don't think he would like me saying his name.
Oh, okay.
But-
okay.
He's a pretty cool guy, and he like for all the things he does, he's like I love that he does that for me, right?
Mhm.
And to see that people actually do care for me is like pretty cool thing, you know.
It is.
Especially when you're starting like a new business or anything, it's very difficult to know if anyone's gonna come, and when you see your friends and family coming and supporting you, it's just like
Yeah, it's uplifting. Really
it's uplifting. You're like, you know what? Maybe I do have a shot. Maybe I do have a chance.
Mhm.
You know. So you do go to the gym a lot, right? And
once in a while. Yeah.
yeah, but like, would you say you ever learned any life lessons from going to the gym?
Gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, consistency is key
Consistency is key.
because you'll never grow. Like, for example, like in the beginning before you started going to the gym, you're obviously a lot smaller, right?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Now
a
you-
lot smaller. I was a lot bigger. I was
Yeah.
Everything.
but like you didn't have like your muscles weren't as big or as defined
Mhm.
as they are now. But through your consistency, you built that level of you've built that consistency to something where now it's like a part of your day. Even
Oh,
if
of
it's not
course.
gym,
It's part of my routine.
if it's not gym, it's your Muay
Muay
Thai,
Thai, yeah.
right? And if it's not Muay Thai, it's going back to the gym again.
Yeah,
Right? It just keeps
basically.
you on check.
Exactly.
It's just something that keeps you like when you like for a lot of people, they say that the gym is their escape.
Yes.
Like even for me, sometimes if I'm really stressed out, I go to the gym and I just let it all out. You know, if I'm angry and I can't talk to anyone, I just go grab my headphones, grab my keys, grab my water bottle, and I just go to the gym. You know, and the thing is, the second I walk into that gym, I forget why I was angry. You know, because you can't be angry in the gym, right? Someone comes to you and is like, "Yo, damn, like how you doing,
can
bro?"
just throw in your hoodie and
Yeah, but at the same time, if someone comes to you to try to talk to you, you're gonna be like, "Yo, shut up! I'm trying to work out." You're gonna be like, "Yo, how you doing, bro?"
What, you have people talk to you all the time at the gym?
Bro, sometimes I go to the gym, people don't leave me alone. You know.
Well,
But
yeah.
At the same
If
time,
you're
it's a
going at the
blessing.
same time every single day.
It's a
yeah,
blessing.
You're gonna know a lot of people.
Yeah. The thing is, bro, I swear to God, everybody says this, but I'm not lying. I promise you. I go to the gym at different times of the day, but somehow, I'm
Me too.
not lying, I see the same damn
Oh.
guys. The same damn people.
You're on their schedule.
Bro, it's weird. I'm not even joking. 5 a.m., 6 p.m., 3 p.m., 2 p.m. Bro, they literally follow me to the gym. It's weird. It's really weird. There's always that one guy.
Oh, it's only the one.
It's only that one guy. I've never met him in my life. I never even went and talked to him.
You haven't talked to him?
Never.
Well, that's the thing too. If I keep on seeing like one person in the gym, I might look at him in the first time like, yo, like what's this guy looking at?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy looks funny. But I will always end up talking to them like, yo,
Yeah.
how do you get big forms? Like, yo, how do you do this?
Yeah,
Like, how do you get like that? Like, I will always like
you have to
make conversation.
Yeah, you have to make
always.
conversation and ask questions, or else you'll never be able to learn.
Yeah, and like, man, if you're gonna be seeing them all the time, you might as well be friendly.
Might as well be friendly, 100%.
You don't want to go in there and see them all the time like, oh man, this guy's here.
Definitely.
Oh man, I'm gonna have a shit workout. This guy's here.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. No, at the end of the day, as long as you're a good, kind-hearted individual,
Yeah.
then that's all that matters.
And
Because-
some people, they're looking pretty mean in the gym, but when you talk to them,
Yeah,
they're
the
nicest
scariest
people
guys
nicest
in the
people
gym,
world.
yeah, are the nicest people in the
Mhm.
world. They have the kindest hearts. They're like, you might think that like these guys, if you go and ask them a question, you're gonna be like, "Yo, piss off!" Like I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah.
No, but these guys, the biggest.
Oh, they'll
smile
sit
goes
you down
on
and be
their
like,
face.
all right, bro, this is how it
Yeah.
started. Do it like this, do it
Yeah.
like that. Like, they just want to help you.
And if you ask any of these guys, how good does it feel when someone comes up and talks to you and asks you like how to do something? They will tell you that their heart smiles, because they feel so good to a point where it's like, damn, I've been here for all these years,
And it's finally paying off. People
it's
see that.
finally-
People want to know.
People see
what
that.
I
People
did.
exactly. And even like it could go back to you in your position, right? You could be cutting hair and someone asks you, one of your other like fellow barbers in the same shop as you, could be like, "Yo, James, how did you do that fade? Or how did you do that? Like, how did you do that in that guy's hair? How did you do that line in the back of that guy's hair?"
Yeah.
Like it could be any question, for example, right? And you obviously feel good. It's like, damn, this is all paying off. I've been working hard and it's been showing.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I
like,
do feel that.
I'm feeling good about myself.
But I'm never like, oh, you're never gonna get to this. No, I will never do that. I will if you're asking for help or if you're asking for a tip, I will always give it. Don't be afraid to ask.
100%. Last question I'm going to ask you. Actually, second last question.
Mhm.
What is something that you do that betters you every day in your life?
That I do every day of my life.
No, it's something that you do every day in your life that makes you a little bit better.
That makes me a little bit better. Other than trying to get better at cuts and going to the gym.
I can tell you mine.
Tell me yours.
I like to make people smile, no matter where it is I am. If I see someone that's having a bad day, I just go up to them and just say something funny. Like it could be like, "Hey, I like your shoes,"
How does that make you better though?
because I'm making other people in this world smile and happier.
Okay.
Even though sometimes I feel like I may not be I might not be having the best of days, but I can really say that I like, there's no egotistical way, but I can say that I've made some people's days a lot better. Because you could see they're really stressed out about something, or they're on the verge of crying, or they're anything could be going wrong in their life, and then they just have that one random guy from that class or that one random guy in the supermarket just comes up to them and just like, "Hey, you have some nice shoes on," or "I like that shirt," or
Yeah.
"That's a nice hat," or even just cracking up a joke like, "Hey, knock knock, who's there? I don't know," something silly like that. Right?
Yeah.
Just catch them off guard. That's something I like to do too. That makes me a little bit better as a person, because I'm helping other people. Even if it's just this making them smile, you might make their day. For example, like sometimes I'm in line at Starbucks, Tim Hortons, out of nowhere, bro. I don't even care. I didn't even see the guy in my life behind me. "Yo, can I pay for the next two guys behind me?" They're like, "Why would you want to do that?" I just want to be nice today. I always want people to bring blessings in my life, so I'm going to put blessing in other people's lives. Respect. That's something I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of do something like that, but I never really thought of it like that. But every day, I talk to at least one new person, like completely stranger, either that's in the gym, in the street, outside the shop. Like, I'm always talking to, like I told you, I'm always talking to random people. I always try to talk to at least one new person a day.
Definitely.
And sometimes I make a friend out of that. Sometimes I make a client out of that. Sometimes I just make a gym buddy out of that. And I'd like to think it makes them happy.
And you build your network that way too.
Exactly,
You get to meet like cool new people. You might never know. Like you might run into a guy who you might have said a funny joke to in the Walmart, for example, and then they might be walking into Good Life Fitness, and they just might peek their head in the window where your shop is, and say, hey, there's the guy that made me laugh.
Yeah, let me go.
And
See
he
what
walks
up.
in. Yo, you're a barber. Yeah, man. He's like, you could check me out. Like, here's my website. Here's my thing. You
Oh,
can
that's
book on
actually how I finish every single conversation. Oh, yo, by the way, I'm a barber. I never bring it up right away because then they're just like, oh, this guy just wants to talk to me so he can get my money.
there. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't even think of it like that. I talk to people to honestly get to know them, get to know their feel, and then at the end, I'll usually drop, hey, by the way, I'm a barber. Check out my page. I'll
Yeah.
show them my page, and you know.
Do you ever feel like you can have too many clients, or like you have way too many clients?
Nah.
I don't think you can ever have enough clients. You know
I
why?
don't think
Because
so.
people sometimes they wake up like, I'm not getting a cut this month, or I'm not getting a cut for the next 3 months.
Yeah, I got the
And then you
people
get
that
those
come
fill-in
every like
clients.
4 days, a week, 2 weeks, month, half a year, once a year.
Once every 3 years, 2
Yeah.
years. I used to go to Abood every 6-7 months. Now I go there every
you're
2
messing
weeks.
with that.
Yeah, that was back in the day, bro. That was back in the day. Now I go there
Let me see a
every
picture
2 weeks.
of you with hair.
I'll show you after the
Okay,
podcast.
okay.
I look really funny. So lastly, the last question I would like to ask you: is there any questions you have for me, James?
Yes.
What's up?
Not to throw shade at anybody or mention or drop any names, but
Mhm.
is there either a specific or a group of people or, like a certain type of person that you don't like talking to on this podcast, or
Okay.
what don't you like?
So someone like that I wouldn't like to bring on?
No, not specifically, but more so like,
No, I wouldn't.
oh,
never
I
say
don't like
specifics.
people that do it like this, or people that talk like about this all the time.
Okay. So, for example, like your question is a little bit tough.
Yeah, I got you
But-
stumped.
Someone who I would like, a different kind of group of people that I wouldn't like to bring on the podcast. I only try to bring professionals.
Okay.
Like people who have.
Like you wouldn't just grab a random guy in the street.
Yeah, no. I want to have somebody who I can trust. I've heard about them that they're a good person,
Mhm.
or they have good morals. They are a good individual. Anything that fits my agenda. If they
Okay.
have a good message to preach, those are the kind of people that I would like to bring on this podcast. And if anyone does want to come on the podcast and you want to be on an episode, it could be over the internet or in person. Just hit me up on Instagram, either on my personal page or on the Entrepreneurs Corner on Instagram. Just let me know. Just send me a DM. And James, it was definitely a pleasure talking to you today. It was a good time talking to you. And just to let you guys know, we are actually on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast players. And again, if we are not on the podcast player you use, just let me know in the comments, DM me on Instagram, on TikTok, anywhere where you can reach me. And make sure you guys like the video, smash the subscribe button, and click that notification button so you can know whenever we post another video. And thank you guys for watching.